It is getting festive up in here. You lick that toasty machine and I will. I was so right. I was so right. I wanted to do a quick book haul. Our power is out. 944 orders to ship. Do you want to see what I spent my weekend doing? She recycles like a pro. Before we settle into this week's vlog, I would just like to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, which is Ana Luisa. Now, I have been gushing about Ana Luisa for a while on my channel, but in case you need a refresher, Ana Luisa are a CO2 neutral, sustainable jewelry brand that specialize in bringing you guys precious metal jewelry. So we're talking about gold and silver at affordable prices starting from $39. And then on top of that, they are currently running one of their biggest sales of the year with up to 30% off. Something that I really love about Ana Luisa is their commitment to sustainability. Like I said, they are CO2 neutral and they also engage in more ethical manufacturing processes, such as utilizing lab-grown diamonds as opposed to mining for naturally formed diamonds. Ana Luisa pieces are also long-lasting. They are hypoallergenic, they are water resistant, and Ana Luisa truly believes in the quality of their product. So everything comes with a 2-year warranty, so that you can rest assured that you are purchasing a piece of jewelry that is going to last you a very long time. As I said, I have been a fan of Ana Luisa for a little while. It's been a couple of years now, and so I do have a variety of pieces from them. Something that I love is that they have more statement pieces, things that really draw the eye, and then they also have pieces that are a little bit more subtle, a little bit more elegant, and everything lends itself really well to layering. So today I've gone more down the elegant route, and the pieces that I'm wearing are a little bit more simple than I tend to, but I wanted something just a little bit sophisticated to kind of elevate everything that I already have. So in my ears today, I am wearing the Bonnie ear climber studs, and I really love how delicate these look and how they sparkle when they catch the light. And I've paired this with the Elise pendant, which is a delicate solitaire pendant, which obviously matches the earrings perfectly and once again has that gorgeous sparkle in the light. And then to kind of just add a little extra something, I have just added a simple thin chain that I think came in one of Ana Luisa's layering sets that I picked up a couple of years ago. So if you guys have liked what you've heard about Ana Luisa today and you want to check them out for yourself, especially coming up to Christmas, like if you have anybody that you need to put together a last minute gift idea for, then I would urge you to check out Ana Luisa, who, as I mentioned, are currently running their biggest sale of the year. And also the more you buy from them, the bigger the discount gets, which is always great if you have a few people left to buy gifts for, or even if you just want to treat yourself so you have something really nice to wear to those festive parties. Please go ahead and click on the link at the top of my description box to take advantage of those really great prices and to grab yourself something sparkly. And once again, thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Hello my guys, welcome to the start of a brand new week, and it is a week that I'm very excited for because it is getting festive up in here. My festive spirit has actually come a little bit early this year. I'm normally only in gear from like December 1st, but pretty much since I came back from Egypt at the beginning of November, I am like full into Christmas mode. I haven't got any decorations up yet because I just can't put them up until December 1st. I feel like I don't appreciate the festive spirit and the festive season enough if they come out any earlier than that. Like I like to be kind of chill and anticipating it and then go like full festive from the 1st of December. But that is going to be happening in this vlog as well because that is right at the very end of the week. But I'm hoping to finish my Christmas shopping. I've already started my Christmas shopping. I have some Christmas test baking to do. I'm working on my Christmas blanket crochet along. I'm also debating when the right time is to start watching Christmas movies. That may also be this week. Something that isn't festive though actually is any of the books that I'm reading. I'm not much of a seasonal reader, and so I am going to try and read some Christmas romances in December. But for now, the books that we're reading are same old, and also carrying on from last week. Speaking of carrying on from last week, actually, you will know if you watch that vlog that I gave myself a blowout on Sunday night. I don't want you to think that it lasted. I have touched this up this morning. I recently got a sharp flex style, so I've been playing with it, and so far the curls aren't holding. As you can see, the blonde likes to hold a curl more than the natural part of my hair does, but I think it's actually more to do with hair products than the tool itself, because all of my hair products are tailored towards smoothing and keeping things like soft and healthy, because I have bleached hair but also straight hair, like normally I style it straight. So I need to pick up some more products at some point that are more about holding a style and adding texture and like keeping that hold there before I can expect like any of this to actually hold for any length of time. I'm having fun trying it out though. But anyway, to the reading, I'm currently participating in the Clear Your Shit readathon. It is a 2-month readathon, so I'm not going too much into it in vlogs. I did intend to touch upon it more in last week's vlog and tell you where I'm up to, which I didn't. So what I'm going to do is insert the little graphic here of where I'm currently up to so that you guys can see how many prompts I've fulfilled. But the main book that I'm currently reading is A Touch of Poison by Claire Sager. If you watched last week's vlog, you will know that I started this series and I became hooked, and I'm now neglecting my TBR to read it. So I'm currently almost halfway through this one. I am reading it on KU. Now that I'm like 45% of the way in and I'm still very much enjoying it, I have ordered a physical copy and it should be here on Wednesday. I can't tell you too much about this book in particular, but in case you didn't watch last week's vlog, this one is a romantasy about a woman who lives on an estate. She is a noble. She has been forced into a marriage when she was like younger, I think it was 10 years ago, to this guy that she doesn't care about. They don't even live together, and he has gone off, he's gambled, he's accrued some debt, and she is dealing with the debt while he's being pretty much useless. So she is masquerading as a highway woman at night. She robs rich people, and one day she stops this Fae guy and she steals something from him that he perceives to be very valuable. So she manages to steal it anyway. She goes back to her estate, but she's kind of worried about him checking up on her when some couriers from the palace come and tell her that she has been summoned to become a lady in waiting for the queen. Now she thinks this is weird because although she is a member of the nobility, she's a lady. She really doesn't have very much status at all, but she goes anyway, and she is pulled in by the spy master for the queen, who tells her that he would like her to spy on a Fae noble to find out if they are plotting against the human queen. Well, she's not human, she's half Fae, but whether they're plotting against the human country of Albion, and to gather any information that she can on how they can stop that. And lo and behold, the Fae noble that she has been tasked with spying on is the man that she stole the valuable item from, and he has not forgotten. The reason why all of the Fae have gathered in this area as well at the moment is because the queen is eligible to marry, and if she doesn't have any magic, which she doesn't of her own, then she cannot hold the country. Like, she's considered too weak to rule, and so she is going to be marrying a Fae man to strengthen her claim to the throne, and all of the like eligible Fae men are in the area for this occasion. So these two obviously are like circling closer and closer to each other as Kat is trying to get close to him to get information out of him, and he is trying to get close to her to get this valuable item back that she has stolen from him. I really like this series, and it's not amazing or anything. I do think that it is extremely compelling, and what I really like about it is I'm really getting sucked into it, and the world is falling away as I'm reading it. It has some decent sexual tension as well. Like, I do like the romance between them. My kind of issue with it, which isn't much of an issue, I'm still very much enjoying it, but I guess it's the thing that's stopping me from giving these books 5 stars, is that everything the author is doing to create sexual tension is very obvious. So the male character Bastian is like the paragon of like what a man should be. Like, he says the right thing at every opportunity, he does the right thing at every opportunity. It has the touch her and you die trope. Like, he is the guy. Because of that, he's a little bit too perfect. Like, everything that he's supposed to do or supposed to say at any given moment, he does. And now that I'm in book 2, there is increased sexual tension in here, but the way that the plot has been orchestrated has created angst in the relationship in a very obvious way, which I'm living for because I'm enjoying it, but it isn't seamless. Like, it doesn't feel natural. Like, it's very obvious plot devices designed to continue the sexual tension, to increase angst in the relationship, and to keep our characters at arm's length from each other whilst also pining for each other. And I'm eating it up, but I can also see right through it, you know? I'm having a great time, and that's all that matters. So I'm hoping that I can finish this quite soon, actually, because I do have a 24-hour readathon coming up with my patrons, which I'm going to be reading something a little bit different for, and I would like to get through one more book from my TBR before the end of the month as well. On top of that, I'm also listening to Path of Daggers by Robert Jordan. I can actually move my bookmark because I finished the prologue, which may not seem like a big deal, but it was like a 4-hour prologue, so it was a lot. Let me see how many pages it was. 92 pages. So I'm now probably over 100 pages into this because I am somewhere in chapter 1, but I'm not going to talk about this too much because I'm not going to finish it this week. I actually would be lucky if I finished it in time for the live show, which is going to be on the 8th of December. But this one is book 11 in the Wheel of Time series. It's adult epic fantasy, and I am just going to be chipping away at it. I need to read at least an hour a day to be done in time for the live show. So that is what I'm kind of aiming for. And I have lots of crafting activities to keep me busy while I crack on with this one. But anyway, I am procrastinating a little bit. It has just gone 10 a.m. and I need to finish editing last week's vlog, which is the main thing that I have in store for today. And then I think for the afternoon, if I finish that pretty sharpish, I am just going to move on to like some bits of admin and stuff and maybe work on my December bookmark for Patreon.
Lazy Sunday mornings, hiding under covers. I don't mind staying in with you. Play your favorite movie, laying right beside me.
Really intimidate me, typically because I'm not a patient person. When it comes to things like baking and cooking, I normally just find a recipe. I don't even read it in advance.
This is a 30-minute Tabata ride. Now Tabata is a 2-to-1 effort to recovery ratio. I am a Tabata purist. Swing your butt onto the fullest part of your saddle.
It's almost 9 p.m. and I am finally sitting down with my book. I should actually be reading instead of doing this vlog update because I only plan on reading for a little while so that I can watch another episode of Interview with a Vampire before I go to sleep, because the plot has thickened. It's about to get really exciting. And I mean, it has been pretty exciting. I just love the intensity of the relationships in that story more than anything else. And I love the drama, and it's about to get much more dramatic. So I'm going to read for a little bit and then watch an episode of Interview with a Vampire and work on my crochet, which I've almost finished the candy cane stripe for one panel for week 3. So still, what just fell on me? Oh, it was my phone. I'm having a time, but I really want this to get a bit more romantic again at this point because we are halfway through this book. It's a 700-page book, so I'm 350 pages in, and book 1 has a lot more romance. Like, it keeps coming back to moments between them and them stealing moments together and essentially just like hooking up here, there and everywhere. And because of the angst and the tension that's been created in the plot, we have pretty much none of that in book 2. What we do have though is lots of pining, which I am always a big fan of, but I just want more. Like 350 pages of this specific angst and tension I feel is enough. I want to resolve the problem that we have and kind of go somewhere now, but I'm still enjoying it regardless. I feel like it's blue balling me a little bit, especially because this is like halfway through book 2 in the series as well. My curls are gone. They left the building pretty much as soon as they entered. They did not stick around for long, but I have done my workup like with my hair tied up and had a shower with my hair tied up, and now that I've let it down, pretty much we have no curls, but we have some leftover like voluminosity, which I ain't mad about. But anyway, this is all just eating into the time that I have to read, so I'm gonna go and get on with that because that's what I really want to do. I just realized that I have a perfectly flat surface there on top of my dash from my camera, which this car was just made for me, guys. But I have popped out to the car just because I got a new phone holder that I'm very excited about because it's hella fancy. Because I have an iPhone, so it has the MagSafe thing on it. So I got a MagSafe phone holder. I might have to take my case off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take my case off. I thought that that might be an issue because I have a skinny dip case, which they say that they're MagSafe compatible but not compatible with all MagSafe accessories, and I'm like, so you're not MagSafe then? It has 2 ways to fix it apparently. I'm hoping that I can use the vent one. Attachment centered power piece. Oh, I think that's for sticking on your phone if you don't have a MagSafe thing. Maybe that's like a clamp if you want to do it on the dash, but I would like to attach it to my vent. that way to... Oh, this is going to take some getting used to because I normally have my phone on this side and I don't think... Oh, tell me that's too... Oh, no, it's not. That might be too low for me. So I think it's going to have to be here. Oh, it would help if I'd have put it in the right way. Did think when I decided on this one that I should come out and check that my vents were going to support it first, but I didn't do that, did I? I'm confused about this. Oh, there we go. Don't really like it though. That's too close to my indicators. So I had to put it over here because the vent that was here just wasn't working. It was too close to like all of this and I couldn't see. And I'm not super happy with it here, but it is better. But the cool thing is, look, it charges my phone as well. I am getting a new screen protector. It's arriving soon because this is one that I got from Skinny Dip and I didn't apply it correctly and now it's just popping off everywhere. So my phone won't be dirty for long, but I feel like a real fancy bitch now. But anyway, I'm going inside because I have no need to be here. I literally just came to install this because I was excited. I am currently waiting for the water for my rice to boil to go with my honey garlic chicken that I have in the slow cooker, which, if y'all were wondering, is from this book. I got some questions when I did Q&A. Was it on Instagram? I can't remember, but I was answering questions. Oh no, it was suggestions for what people wanted to see in productive day in my life vlogs, and I got a couple of questions about meal planning. I'm still pretty new to it, but at the minute I'm trialing cookbooks from my library and then putting the recipes that I like after I've tried them into my Notion and then building up my recipe collection that way. But I am here to talk to you guys because my 24-hour readathon with my patrons starts in an hour and 15 minutes and I am going to be very sadly adding some new books into the mix for that. I just want to read A Touch of Poison, but every month when I do my 24-hour readathon with my patrons, we read a book from the Pretty Little Liars series by Sarah Shepard. Now this is books 9 and 10. Don't ask me which is which because I actually don't know. I think this one's 9. No, this is 8 and 9. This one's 8 because it has the 20p sticker on, which means I've owned it longer. And this one is 9. Last month I was too busy. I think I was filming Shelve It or Scrap It and I was on a little bit of a time crunch, so I didn't want to pause whatever I was reading to pick up one of these, which means that now this month I sadly do have to get through 2 of them. It is not that I do not enjoy these, it's just that I really want to read A Touch of Poison. And to top it off as well, I have not listened to nearly enough of Knife of Dreams today. So I feel like I'm gonna have to try and squeeze that in somewhere as well. But anyway, if y'all don't know what Pretty Little Liars is, there was a TV show based on it. Not sure that I would recommend watching Pretty Little Liars now if you've never seen it before, but I watched it like as it was coming out. So I mean, I'm a fan. I don't know if it holds up because it has like a big nostalgia factor for me. But anyway, the TV show was based on a series of books. They're young adult mysteries and they are following a group of girls whose friend goes missing when they're in high school. They're still in high school, or is it middle school? I don't know because I don't really know the US school system that well. I think she's about 15 when she goes missing. And a couple of years later, after these girls have drifted apart, they all come back together when they start receiving anonymous text messages from somebody who calls themselves A, and these text messages are threatening to expose these girls' secrets if they do not do what A wants them to do. So it's super entertaining, a real good time, and I have been wanting to read a thriller recently. I've been craving one for quite some time. I'm not sure if these are going to hit the spot because I'm already familiar with them. Like, I just want something a little bit new, fresh and quick. You lick that toasty machine and I will. That boy, honestly, what a scruff. That was Hamilton, by the way, just to clarify. Yeah, I want something like kind of new, fresh and exciting, which these are not, but I do have a really good time when I'm reading them. So I just wanted to let you know that that was happening because I know I'm a little bit late because my workout was delayed. I didn't manage to finish all the work I had to do in time. So I've had my workout now, I've had my shower, and dinner should be ready in about 17 minutes. So I knew that if I waited until after dinner to talk to you guys, I would either have been rushed or it would have had to wait until after sprints. So glad I managed to get it in now.
Totally family. Well, detective trophy
glad
is probably
to call you
yeah.
mine, and you have got my head in the clouds.
I am sat here very patiently, or actually not so patiently, waiting for a Cult Beauty order that I placed yesterday to arrive and trying to keep my hair damp for as long as possible because it says that it's out for delivery on the tracking. I got free next day delivery. It says that it's out for delivery, but I haven't had an email that gives me like an estimated delivery time, so I'm just chilling. literally, because my hair is wet, so I'm not the warmest. My house is pretty warm though, so I should be okay. But I will show you what I got when it arrives. But I just essentially topped up my skincare that was running out, and I also picked up a couple of hair products to go with the Flex Style to see if it makes a difference in terms of hold, which I'm sure it will, seeing as I'm currently using no products that support hold. But they have, I don't think they will have by the time this video goes live, but when I placed the order they had 25% off pretty much everything, so I thought it was a pretty good excuse to try a couple of new things and also stock up on all of my usuals. But it is 25 minutes until the second part of my 24-hour readathon sprints with my patrons start. I have been reading this morning. I went for a run, my first run since I got back from Egypt. Actually had a great time even though it was 4 degrees and it was raining, and I kind of went for a 20-minute one because I wasn't sure, like, getting back into it whether I could hack 30 minutes. I underestimated myself because I totally could have gone for 30, but I did that, did some yoga, washed my hair, and I've been reading in between all of these things as well. So I'm 156 pages into Wanted by Sarah Shepard, so I severely doubt that I'm also going to get through Twisted in this 24 hours. Last night we rolled a 1-hour reading sprint that, because it was an hour, it was also a double, which meant that I had to switch books. So I also read a little bit of Knife of Dreams as well, and I'm almost 200 pages into this. Last night when I was listening, I had the audiobook in, obviously, and I was crocheting, but because I was in a state of stillness where normally when I listen to audiobooks I'm moving around, either cleaning or like walking brie, I actually managed to reference the app a couple of times, which, if you guys don't know what the app is, I think it's literally just called Wheel of Time, and it's also not working very well on my phone. Like, it's now called WOTC Flutter. So I don't know how to help you with any more clarification on that, but essentially if you go into this app you can select the book that you're reading, which for me is Knife of Dreams, and it will give you a list of every single character so that you can click on them and you will get like a very short paragraph of what they have done up until this point, well, that literally just says it's a horse, but the longest one I had was still pretty short. I can't even remember who it was now to be able to flick back to it, but you essentially get like a very short paragraph. It's no more than like 2 screens of everything that character has done up to that point, and where, here we go, like where the character currently is at this moment that this book starts, which is a game changer because there are so many characters in this book, or this series in general, and one of the things that I really struggle with is keeping track of a lot of them, because somebody will casually be referenced that's like an Aes Sedai that is kind of irrelevant to the story in the most part. Like, she's there to kind of flesh out the background and make the world a little bit more believable, but they're not necessarily a pivotal character. So all of these people, like, I'm kind of forgetting as they're introduced, but then they'll keep being referenced briefly in other chapters, and I have no idea who they were because when they were introduced, and with so many characters being introduced constantly, they didn't do anything notable enough to like stick in my mind. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going into the Wheel of Time series, to download that app because it will help you out a lot, and it really helps me out. So I guess my plan for the readathon, I am gonna have to dry my hair at some point. I guess every guy normally comes around when we're having lunch, so I guess if he's not here by 1 p.m, I'm just gonna have to go up and dry my hair without product because I can't stay like this forever. But while I do that, I am going to be listening to a little bit more of Knife of Dreams, and aside from that I'll be finishing up this one, and we'll see, because I think I only have like 2 sprints worth of book left for this, if they're like 40-ish minutes. So we'll see what I get on with, whether I go back to A Touch of Poison, which I really want to, or whether I see how far I can get into Twisted. It is 6:45 now, so the readathon is well and truly over, and I did manage to read just one book, which was of course Wanted. Now there are crazy chaotic things happening all over this series, but this book in particular really takes the cake as being one of the craziest and most dramatic installments I have read in this series so far. Something that I actually didn't know is that this was intended to be the final book in the series, because Sarah Shepard says at the top of the acknowledgements, it's with a heavy heart that I write the acknowledgements for the last book in the Pretty Little Liars this series, which is pretty wild actually because there's 8 more books after this. I have heard that they're not as good though, like this marks like the height of the series and it is all downhill from here. So I currently own books 9, 10 and 11. So I'm definitely going to give those a try and then see how I feel, whether I want to finish up and read the last 5 books or whether I kind of should have just left it here. Now, while this is the intended ending, it doesn't wrap everything up. It definitely leaves things open. So I can see maybe where we're going to pick up in the later books in this series, but I just love the drama. I live for it. It's so unrealistic, but I have such a good time reading these. I have not put this in my spreadsheet yet, but I do think it's going to come out at a 4-star rating. I don't think that there's anything that could convince me to rate these books a 5-star, but it is one of my favorites that I've read in the series, which says to me that it is pretty solidly a 4-star read. I did also manage to read a significant chunk of Knife of Dreams. Speaking about dramatic occurrences, I was so right. I was so right, and I'm so excited about the live show so that I can tell everybody how right I was. There is many recurring things that come up during our discussions, and we finally got an answer about one of those recurring points in this book, and it's one of those where like half of the people think one thing about it and half of the people think the other, and I am very pleased to say that I'm on the right side of this argument, and I'm so excited to discuss it in the live show. But because of that, because we're getting into some more like pivotal events and grand reveals, I am also getting a little bit more invested in Wheel of Time again, which is great. So I'm actually going to be going to the cinema very soon, very excited because I got to drive my new car. But I think we're seeing the 8:40 showing, which is really late, but because I had sprints that ran till 6 and we had to have dinner and like walk Brie, do the dishes before we went, I went for the latest possible showing, and I think we're actually going to stop by Asda just before we go just to pick up a couple of things that we need for the rest of the week. It's literally just like a handful of items, but I do really love Big Asda. I am a massive fan, so I can't lie, I'm kind of excited about that. But I promised you guys a cult beauty haul. So a cult beauty haul you shall have. So as you can see, I have styled my hair. The package that I was waiting for arrived just past 12, I think. So I styled my hair. I think I finished. I started at around 1. And I finished just before 2. So it has been nearly 5 hours, and I think we have a reasonable amount of hold at the moment. The true test is whether I can sleep on it, and actually I'm not confident that I'm going to be able to salvage any of it after I've slept on it. I have to admit though that I do it to myself because I sleep on this part of my face, and because like I said, the blonde holds a curl better, it holds a lot of things better, and every morning I wake up with all of the blonde side of my hair stuck in the air, but I still sleep like that. I do also think as well, because of how long ago I'd washed my hair, like my hair was still damp, but it dried a lot faster than I would like it to while I'm kind of using the styler. But while it was damp, I put the Mika Plus Size Perfect Body Mousse into it. This is a medium hold lightweight mousse. And then afterwards, after I'd done like a section, I sprayed it with the Living Proof Full Dry Volume and Texture Spray. I have never used a texture spray before, so I don't know if I really use this correctly. It does say to apply it before styling, or some people apply it before styling, but it does also say to apply it to dry hair, and obviously I'm styling from wet, so I went with it as kind of like a hairspray almost, but it does say to spray on finished styles for extra texture and hold, so that's kind of the route that I went. We'll see. If this doesn't last, I'm gonna try a few more things, including like drying it at different levels of wetness, because I'm determined to make this sharp flex style work for me. I was born for a blowout, and a blowout I shall have. But I also topped up some of my skincare stuff. So this one is my day moisturizer. It is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow, is it Pink Juice moisturizer? They have started doing refills for this now, which is amazing because I really hated having to throw away. Like obviously I was recycling, but still it feels wasteful to keep disposing of the glass bottles. So now they do just little plastic cartridges that go inside the glass, which I appreciate. It's also like a little bit cheaper. Not much. Not as much as you would expect considering you're not getting the full packaging, but it is a little bit cheaper. The one that I actually really, because I have like a little bit of this left, but the one that I actually ran out of was my evening moisturizer, which is the Youth to the People Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. I love this, but I do run out. It lasts me like a few months. I get 3 to 4 months out of a jar of this, but I was desperately like, I scraped the bottom of the jar last night, so I'm glad that I ordered this. And I've been wanting to try an eye mask. I don't really have any issues with my eyes, so it's not like I'm trying to fix anything, but obviously eye skin is very sensitive, so I want to use like a specific eye cream as a like preventative measure at least. So I didn't really know what to go for because I've never had an eye cream before outside of like testers. So I picked up a Laneige one. I do have a Laneige lip mask, and this is the Bouncy and Firm Eye Sleeping Mask, so I'll try it out tonight. I have had this one out because I wanted to look at it because it's new and exciting. It is a gel cream, which I do tend to like gel moisturizers, and it is a translucent one. Quite a big tub I feel for an eye cream as well, because they normally come in tiny little containers. So yeah, that was everything I picked up from Cult Beauty. I normally just stick to restocking my faves. I don't tend to go out and try a lot of new products because obviously Cult Beauty is like expensive branded stuff, but with a 25% off sale and knowing that I needed some hair stuff, I did decide to splurge a little bit. But I'm gonna go and get my stuff together so that as soon as Curtis has finished the dishes, we can go to the cinema and I can drive my car. I think on the way there, I'm gonna listen to the original Wicked soundtrack, and then on the way back, I'm gonna listen to the movie soundtrack. I actually have no idea if y'all can hear us because of the rumbling of my engine. We're de-icing the car. We're going over to Asda because we didn't manage to go before the film. The engine's on because we need to de-ice this bitch, but we saw Wicked and I really liked it. I really liked Ariana Grande actually, which is, I don't know if it's surprising, but I was nervous when I heard that she'd been cast, but she was actually really good. I saw somebody's review where they said that, is he called Jonathan Bailey? The dude who plays Anthony Bridgerton, they were like, he's just there. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get it, he's just there. Yeah, it was good. I also liked the little cameo that they had, which I hadn't heard about that before I watched it, so I'm not gonna say like what it is. The only thing that was really dodgy about it is the bit with the cub where the cub's CGI, and it's really obvious. Like Fiyero picks up this cub, but it's clearly CGI and you can tell that he's not actually holding onto anything. Like they could have given the man a cat to hold so that he was actually holding something, because I just felt like it was really obvious that he wasn't actually holding onto anything. It was just a CGI animal. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that we went to see it. I didn't cry though, which I thought that I would.
All that I need is your body next to me on rainy days. Just need your company, don't need too much, just your simple love.
So I have my dinner in the air fryer. It'll be ready very soon, but I wanted to do a quick book haul for you guys. So this one I am pretty sure I've already told you about. It does not have a tear strip on it, which is just rude. I say I'm so excited as though I'm not already like almost 70% of the way through this book. Bree, she wants the cardboard box. There you go. But I did let you guys know that I was going to be ordering the paperback of A Touch of Poison to match the one for A Case of Iron, and it does not disappoint. It is the same beautiful indie large heavyweight paperback that I know and love, and I have absolutely no regrets. And then the other one I picked up from Waterstones because I went into Leeds today. It was a very quick visit. It was so busy. I got out of the car. We got there at like midday. I had an appointment that was like a 20-minute drive from Leeds Centre at 2:30. We got there at 12. I got out of the car because it was taking so long to park, and I went and did all of my shopping. Curtis made it to me at about 1:20 after he'd managed to park the car. We were both in Leeds for like 10 minutes, and then we were going to get like a proper lunch, and we ended up just going to Subway on the way back to the car park because we had to like hightail it to my appointment. But one of the things that I wanted to pick up from Leeds, I might come back and show you some other stuff. I mean, it's not super exciting. Actually, the only thing that I bought that is not either a gift that I picked out for myself or a gift I bought for somebody else is an eyebrow pencil. So no, I won't be coming back to show you guys what I picked up today. But I did get a book. I went to Waterstone specifically for this one, which is Daughter of the Drowned Empire by Frankie Diane Mallis. I'm pretty sure that this is another fantasy romance series. It is my Patreon pick for November. I'm pretty sure it's Natty's pick. And I can't remember very much about it, if I'm being honest. So I thought that this was a world where magic is outlawed, but apparently the main character in this goes to a ceremony that's supposed to reveal that she has power, and it turns out that she has none at all. So instead of being the third in line to the seat of power in this country, she ends up having to spend 7 months training as one of the kingdom's most brutal warriors. And she has like an arranged marriage set up, but this training puts her in the path of an exiled warrior and a man that she has secretly loved since she was a girl. Sign me up. This one is on my December TBR, which has just gone live actually. I mean, it went live a while ago for you guys, but I'll link it regardless. And with me being in a big romantic mood at the minute, I'm excited to give this one a try because I have heard some pretty good things about this one as well.
The simple joy of hearing your voice every morning. I wake to a kiss on my face.
And welcome to a very busy day in my household. As you can see, I am surrounded by boxes and packaging. So as I've mentioned briefly in I think last week's vlog, and I might have mentioned it in this one, Curtis is incredibly busy at this time of year. So I have volunteered myself to help him with packing his orders this fine Saturday. So all of the stuff in the back is just excess stock because he's so busy. He's ordered so much stock that he can't store it in his office. So it's now in mine. I'll show you a picture of my view when I had coffee this morning because it was behind that wall of boxes. But I am going to be packing his mugs, which is mainly these sad hamster mugs that have massively blown up on TikTok. And by massively blown up, I am looking, this is just TikTok as well, not his other selling platforms, 944 orders to ship. Only like I think 400 of them have to go over the weekend though, and I don't think I'm gonna get through 400 today. So he is upstairs pressing, like making the mugs in the attic, and then he's bringing them down to me for shipping. And I think I'm going to start my day by watching a Christmas film on Netflix while I do this. Like the good old days when I was packing candles at this time of year, I used to watch like all of the new Christmas films and stuff in the background. I do really want to finish my book tonight as well. I have like 160 pages left of A Touch of Poison because I didn't read very much yesterday or the day before. And I'm also still behind on Wheel of Time. Like I caught up on Wednesday and now I've fallen behind again because I've listened to pretty much nothing across Thursday and Friday. So I think my plan is to start off with a Christmas movie. I then have a video that needs proofing for tomorrow, so I'll stick that on in the background. And then by that point I should be enough into the swing of things, especially because 90% of these are the same mug and it's just one to each customer, that I should be able to listen to my audiobook and get through some of that. And then if all is going well and all is chill, I'm just going to go ahead and do sprints with my patrons tonight and carry on shipping mugs and listening to my audiobook. Yesterday, I didn't check in with you guys at all. It wasn't a busy day, but it was a bitty day. And it was one of those where the time just like really slipped away from me and I didn't really accomplish too much. And then yesterday I ended up having like a catch up with a friend for most of the evening, which is where that time went. But I did go for my Christmas nail appointment, which is really cute. A little bit more subtle than I typically go for. I've been struggling with nail designs this year because I feel like I've had so many sets of nails at this point that a lot of things feel very samey to things that I've done before, and I'm feeling kind of like uninspired. And I've been reverting back to things that are a little bit more simple than I guess I used to, but I do have another appointment before Christmas, so maybe I'll go full Christmas then. We'll see. But anyway, I need to get to work before Curtis brings me more and more mugs, because I told him, like, if I get through the mugs that he's brought me, I'm just gonna sit and read my book, which is the dream. So the plan is to ship as quickly as possible so that I can get some reading done in between batches of mugs.
Too much, just your simple love and it's everything. Walking to the market, strolling hand in hand, exchanging letters when you're...
This is me officially thanking everybody who has gifted me candlesticks and taper candles in the past, even though typically I don't use them. And usually I'm sad that dripless candles are a thing these days, because I like the drip for aesthetics, but today we don't want no drip. So our power is out. We were just both merrily working away. I was shipping orders. I was also proofing a video, and
Woo! It's over. Just as you turn on.
that is so annoying. I've just like we've been sat here for an hour with the power out, just waiting, and then, I mean, that one's gone out anyway, so I guess I'll just blow all my candles out. Yeah, we've been sat here for an hour. I had food in the slow cooker. I was live doing sprints and the power went out. So we've kind of just been sat waiting, and I got to a point where I was like, if I don't do something with this food, it's not going to be great. Like, we're not going to be able to eat it. So I've just tipped it into a pot, like on the actual hob, because we've got a gas cooker. It's got really dark, so I've lit candles, and now the power's back on. So I guess it's back to work. But yeah, that was really infuriating because I was in the mood to hustle and I couldn't do anything. Like, I thought I'll clean the living room, but it was too dark. Like, I couldn't see anything. So I've read a little bit of my book at least. But now I guess, see, now I'm annoyed because now I've dirtied the slow cooker and the oven pot. But I guess I'll put this back into the slow cooker and turn it on high instead of low to get it back to something that I can eat sometime soon, hopefully.
It's the end of the year. Everywhere on TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer. Just the worst time to be without someone special. In all the movies they're kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. I like the movies when I'm walking in the snow, cold hands and mittens, eating gingerbread home alone. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my hair, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you. Stockings on fireplace, but in my living room, a single one with my name.
Good evening. It is 12:15, as in 15 minutes past midnight, and I am still here packing orders. You know what I'm not doing though, and what I haven't done? I have not finished my book. I still have 5% left. I'm on 95%, and that hurts even more because I'm so close. But I have just been so busy. I have though, because of the nature of what I'm doing, I have pretty much caught up with where I need to for Wheel of Time. So I have like 7 hours and 40 minutes left, and I'm 486 pages into it. Aside from a couple of points that are like piquing my interest, it's just pretty much same with that. It's fine for most of it. It's something that I'm listening to, and then occasionally like I get a little something and I'm like, But yeah, I am intending to finish, no matter what time I go to bed tonight, I am intending to finish A Touch of Poison, and then I will bring you my thoughts and get this vlog wrapped up. But last night we finished at, I think it was about 12:40 a.m. We finished packing the orders for the day that we were working on, which was orders that were placed on Wednesday. And then this morning we obviously slept in a little bit, and then when we got up, we cleaned the living room, got all of the decorations up, and Curtis started printing mugs again probably about 4 o'clock, and I started packing. I took Brie out for a walk and I started packing at about 4:30. We've managed to have dinner, and I've also like washed and dried my hair in between all of this stuff, and I've packed 230 orders, 31 orders. Today I've got 33 left, so I'm very nearly there, and then when I'm done I will have done, I think it's like 528 orders. Actually, do you want to see? Do you want to see? Do you want to see what I spent my weekend doing? These are the mugs to go. So this is all of the ones left to ship. So I've got 37 because there's 12 in a tray and then just one left in this one. I'm very excited to be done. Curtis has a day that's been busier than the days that we've been working on as well, that he needs to tackle by himself, because I will be going back to my work tomorrow. Although I do anticipate that I will be sleeping in a little bit. It's fine. Like, I don't have, I have a lot to do tomorrow. I don't have anything so pressing to do tomorrow that my day is going to be stacked. I'm just going to film a couple of videos. Thankfully, because the Christmas tree is now up, which Curtis has just reminded me, I was intending to film upstairs because I obviously can't film in here. I was intending to start Shelve It or Scrap It tomorrow, but the stacks they're over there. Can't even see them anymore. So I was planning on filming upstairs anyway, but then Curtis reminded me that I'll be filming in front of the Christmas tree, which I completely forgot about. Something that I am really glad about though during this time, I have caught up with Wheel of Time, which is obviously great because I've listened to 4 hours and I don't know when I would have caught up and got those extra 4 hours in by my own choice. So that's the kind of thing that I've had to do while I've been packing these orders. And then of my own volition, I have watched 2 Christmas films. So I watched the one with Ian Harding and Lindsay Lohan, which I think is called Our Little Secret. Actually surprisingly enjoyable. I did like that one. The other Christmas film that I watched is one that I've just finished. That was the Chad Michael Murray like Chippendales one, like Mill Strippers. It's called Merry Gentlemen or something like that. That one wasn't as good, but I do think that it is better than the Chad Michael Murray film from, was it last year, with the fake ice skating. This one was a little bit better. I kind of enjoyed the plot. I just thought that the romance was a bit like thrown together. Like, I don't know, like it seemed a bit too cheesy, which they're supposed to be, and I don't mind that they are cheesy because I know what I'm getting into with these like Hallmark-esque movies. But I think that in terms of the romance, like I think that the Lindsay Lohan Ian Harding one did do it a little bit better. So of the hyped ones that have just been released, I just have Mr. Frosty to watch, which I'm not looking forward to because I don't like the guy who plays he plays Ted in Schitt's Creek, and he plays Ethan in 90210. I mean, he's fine, I just don't love him, so that one's not as appealing to me as the other 2 are. I also watched the entire JonBenet documentary that has dropped on Netflix, which I think was also this weekend, which is a 3-part true crime documentary about a 6-year-old girl that was killed in like the 90s. And now I'm actually making some progress on my watch later. So I've got through a lot of stuff on my watch list, even if it has taken me a long ass time to get through the last 200 pages of A Touch of Poison. But at least that means that we'll be kind of wrapping this vlog up clean before I go into a new one. When we eventually wrap it up, which is going to be in the morning, I'll let you know my thoughts because I've got probably about 20 pages left. So I will definitely finish it in bed before I go to sleep. We can never say that my girl doesn't know how to recycle because she recycles like a pro. Unfortunately for my carpet, because I will be the one cleaning that up. And this is not the first one that she's destroyed. So I finished all of my orders. It is 1:10 a.m. I'm gonna go. I brushed my teeth ages ago so that I could just get straight into bed when I was done. But I have just checked with the paper copy of A Touch of Poison, and I'm on page 658 out of 690, so I have 32 pages left, which I'm gonna go moisturize and read in bed, and then check in with you whatever time I manage to drag myself out of bed tomorrow. So I have finally managed to get myself ready for filming. It has just gone midday. I only got up at 10:30, but I mean, we expected it after me having such a late night, and to be honest, I'm getting a little bit stressed about it because I don't like filming so late in the day, especially at this time of year when the lighting isn't amazing. It's fine here at the minute, but I'm gonna go film a book haul after I film my wrap up, and I don't think the lighting in my bedroom is gonna be great by the time it gets to mid-afternoon. But anyway, when I was in bed last night, I did, as promised, manage to finish A Touch of Poison by Claire Sager, and I enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars. I did like it slightly less than I did A Kiss of Iron, and I think that that is mainly because when I started A Kiss of Iron, like I obviously was really into it enough that I went straight into A Touch of Poison, and I was into this probably up until about half or 2/3 of the way through, and then it's just that my enthusiasm waned a little bit, not because of the book but just because of the mood that I was in. I was in such a mood to like read through this series, but eventually, because I've read like 1,300 pages in this series, it kind of tapered off a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of in the mood for something a little bit different at this point. I hate that this happens to me because I'm always torn between wanting to continue a series when I enjoy it like immediately, but then also like one, keeping on top of my TBR, but two, mixing it up a little bit so that I'm reading a variety of things, because I have a ton of romantasy on my December TBR, but because I kind of rolled with the feeling that I was having when I was reading A Kiss of Iron, I'm now gonna have to mix it up and read something a little bit different before I come back to romantasy, because I've not quite burned myself out, but I'm not in the mood for this genre anymore. That being said, I did still really enjoy it and I gave it 4 stars. This one definitely has a ton more plot than A Kiss of Iron. It did a couple of things that frustrated me, like it really prolonged the tension in the romantic relationship, and when we finally did resolve it, I was grateful, but then the removal of the specific obstacle that was creating tension in this relationship, I thought was a little bit abrupt, because I thought with how much tension it was creating and how much it was an issue that we were gonna struggle a little bit more and take a different route to resolving that. Not that I mind the route that we took, but we could have taken that route in the last book and I would have been absolutely fine with that as well. Although due to the specific circumstances of it, I guess it wouldn't have been possible in book 1. I'm still excited to continue on with this series, especially because I do only have 1 book left. I follow Claire Sager on Instagram now, and I saw when I was like in the early stages of reading this that she was just finishing up book 3, which does indicate that it is going to be released on the proposed date or around the proposed date of the 31st of December, because I know that it has been postponed at least once. I think it was supposed to be out in the summer, but I think that Claire Sager was having a bit of a rough time coming to the end of this book, so it ended up being pushed back a little bit. But yeah, I'm glad that I kind of went with my gut and went with my mood and just continued on into the sequel because I wanted to read it. It has put a little bit of a spanner in the works because I did intend to read something extra. Like I thought I would finish this much earlier in the week and be able to get through something else off my TBR, which hasn't happened. So No Gold by Raven Kennedy is going to be going back to the library unread because it's due tomorrow and I'm not going to read it before then. It is once again like it's a 600 or 700 page fantasy romance book. As I have mentioned in this video, I am participating in Clear Your Shit. I don't have my iPad with me, so I can't get you guys a update of what prompts this fulfilled. I think it fulfilled a book that I borrowed, actually, because I borrowed it from Kindle Unlimited before I bought it, and potentially something else as well, but I will put my little graphic that I've been working on here. I really need to be better about updating that, but the problem is that I've done, like I'm filling it in on Procreate, which I only have on my iPad, whereas if I'd have gone with GoodNotes, I could access it from my phone as well. So I'm filling in the prompts, like as I'm reading them, I'm putting the books in, but I'm forgetting completely what prompts I'm using them for. So I will be continuing on trying to fill in as many Clear Your Shit prompts as possible as we go throughout December. But I'm also, I think, going to be going into the next episode of Shelve It or Scrap It. It's going to be a little bit more of a low-key one because I don't want to do anything too challenging at the minute. I'm not in the mood for that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be just like a standard low-key episode. But there is one book specifically that I am going to read from the stacks because of the time of year, and everything else I think is just going to be generated by the random number generator, unless I think of a different way that I want to pick the books this time around. But just before we wrap up this one, I want to once again say a big thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this one, and please do remember, if you would like to check out Ana Luisa for yourself and shop their exclusive holiday sale, then you can click on the link right at the top of my description box to get up to 30% off in their exclusive holiday sale. But I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this vlog if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you will go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.